Hi, this is RN Bhaskar from Bhaskar Ki Business Baatein. And like always, my podcasts are on stories, on conversations, and on policy. And today we're going to talk about policy on how the government does not even respect the simple lesson that even a school child knows. But before that, please click the subscribe button. Please like this podcast so that it benefits you, it benefits us. What do we tell our children? Be honest, be good, don't copy in the examination, and don't cheat. Right? Look at some of the actions of the government, and you'll find that these very lessons we teach school children are not being followed. Let's take one story that every politician likes to talk about. Every politician talks about how India's GDP has been growing. Of course, last year, even that was demolished because the GDP fell. And then the government said, don't worry, this quarter it's fallen, next quarter it's going to go up. Next quarter also it fell. And now suddenly, the government has stopped talking about GDP. Now it's talking about what India will be in 2030. Talk about what India is going to be now. Tomorrow, not 2030. 2 years ago, our GDP climbed. And everyone clapped their hands. Wonderful, India is doing very well. India is going to be great. And there's one of India's wonderful economists called Arvind Subramanian and his colleague, both of them together, looked at the numbers and wrote a series of articles, one of which was published in India. And they asked a simple question. He said, when consumption is going down, when employment is going down, how can GDP go up? A very simple question. They just asked the question. But behind the question was an unspoken answer that the GDP could not have gone up. Someone has fudged the numbers. Someone has cheated. Someone has tried to show that the numbers have gone up when actually they haven't. Obviously, if GDP has gone up, employment should go up. If GDP has gone up, consumption should go up. When these two have gone down, how can GDP go up? Something wrong somewhere. Then look at another number. Look at the way GDP has actually been decelerating year after year. The chart is quite self-evident and self-explanatory. Someone has been telling the wrong stories which are not backed up by good data over a certain period of time. In fact, one of the best examples of a fudge or manipulated data analysis can be seen in Niti Aayog's own report. Just look at the report that it gave out just a few days ago. Look at the selection of states that come out. You praise Odisha, which is a partner of the ruling coalition, and you debunk states that are not partners of the government. Or even further, just go back a few years. Uttar Pradesh was about to have elections, and Niti Aayog comes with not one but several reports trying to show that Uttar Pradesh was the best state in India, was the best governed, was the fastest growing. And yet, nobody said anything. There was a third issue. The stock market saw a boom, and everyone said, India is doing very well. Look at the markets. The markets are a reflection of India's economy. But look at the numbers very carefully. The markets were up because almost every Indian banking institution had been instructed not to sell. And concessions are made, especially the gift city, inviting foreigners to invest in India. When money flows in and there's no increase in the shares, in the number of shares, the markets will go up. It's a question of demand and supply. You've created more money, and because of creation of more money, there's more demand and less supply, markets had to go up. Till one day, America changed its interest rules, the markets crashed, money went back to America and to Japan and to China. And suddenly, it's like the story of the emperor without clothes. Everyone tells the emperor that he got clothes on, but the little child says, "King, where are your clothes?" They were not there. And when the markets crashed, many people lost money. That in turn led to defaults in the bank. That in turn led to a crisis in the economy. When you cheat too much, when you fudge too much, your consequences can be very, very harmful for the common man. And there's a fourth issue. The government kept on increasing supply of money. How did it increase supply of money? By giving its freebies. I'll give free food. I'll give free housing. I'll give free this and free that. In Maharashtra, they started talking about money for women, for Behen and Beti. Now, you want to give money, you give money, but remember there are three things. The money is not yours. The money is that of the taxpayers. Point two, when you give free money, you teach people not to work. And that destroys a generation. And there's a third reason. When there's extra money in the markets, there's inflation. And inflation is a tax that hits a small man very badly because the salary does not go up, but the prices go up. He gets less to eat, less to buy. And what is the government's response? We will remove food inflation from the index. Arey Baba, 80% of India's common man spends his money on food. And you want to remove food from inflation? Are you trying to cheat again? Don't give the right numbers, but have the right policies also. So as a result, you hurt the economy, and the person most hurt was a poor man, was a middle class, and both of them are crying. I think the government has realized this. It has realized this because first, many people are unemployed. It has reduced tax levels for the government. The second thing that's happened is that because people are suffering a lot, they are now beginning to blame the government. So if you look at this year, the government is spending less money compared to earlier times. Spending less money is not the answer. Getting investments in the market is the answer. Becoming more business friendly, becoming more investor friendly is the answer. Will the government do it? Will the government make sure that money comes in and creates more jobs? India is desperate. These are desperate times. Don't hurt small people more. Thank you very much for watching this podcast. And like before, please click the subscribe button. And yes, we want to talk to you more in the coming weeks, week after week. Thank you.